October, no, it is not. Yes, it is. It's October 2nd. I was like, yeah, it's October 2nd, but then it struck me. I was like, wait, no, it's not. We're not that far into the year. It's September. No, it's October. Where has this year gone? Yikes. But yeah. We have had colds. That's cool. That's fun. Just 'tis the season. Yay. What have we been doing? I took a hike with my siblings this weekend, which you would have saw in last month's vlog, being as it happened in September, but that was this weekend. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I did tear my meniscus in my left knee. So all day Saturday and Sunday my knee was hurting, but it seems to be better today. I have not looked up to see how long it normally takes for that to heal. I know it can heal up on its own without like surgery. There was somebody who was like, don't you have to have surgery for that? I'm like, nope. Everything I read online says it like can heal up on its own, but I don't remember reading how long it takes it to heal on its own. But I mean, so far today it's been pretty good. And I did some like power walking, like to the store to get my pickup order, and like break in some new hiking boots that my sister gave me that don't fit her. So just kind of wearing those in and walking, and all during walking and after, no pain. So I'm hopeful that that means it's on the mend and nice and quickly. Then tonight, because we're all kind of I'm making some kimchi soup. I forget the Korean name for it. But instead of using pork or tofu, I am using chicken, because we had a roasted chicken last night for dinner. So I'm using some of the chicken off the carcass, and then also some beans, because there's not quite enough chicken on it to like make it hearty. So yeah, I'm doing a chicken and bean kimchi soup. But kimchi is like really good for you. I use the first time my in-laws tried to introduce me to kimchi, I was pregnant, and the smell of it made me want to vomit. And I was like, you guys have to keep that away from me. Like, that is so gross. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's delicious, but it smells bad. Bad. But then after I was pregnant, there was one time they're like, oh, keep that away from Sarah. I was like, no, I'll try it. And they're like, it's like, I'm not pregnant anymore. I was pregnant before. I don't have an aversion to trying new foods. It's just when pregnant, it made me want to upchuck all of my food. So, but now I really like it. My husband is not a huge fan, which is funny because, yeah. He also doesn't like rice, which I told him. I was like, all of your ancestors are probably rolling around in their graves at hearing you say you don't like rice. He's like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. He's like, I think it's probably because I had rice so much growing up. I was like, might be. So yeah, he doesn't like rice. But yeah. We're having kimchi soup, which my husband is not excited about, but I just made a small pot. Just, you know, help us maybe get over this cold. And then I'm also gonna make some elderberry syrup tomorrow. I made a whole bunch of snacks today because I'm trying to be better about making healthier snack options and also, you know, more affordable snack options. So last grocery trip I got some and it lasted a couple of weeks, and then today I did it again. I got the stuff to make little snack bags, and yeah. I have been knitting an okay amount the last few days, not a ton. I've been making pretty good progress on my Tonight top by Lily Kate France. It's cruising along and I'm very excited to have this. I really want to finish it. This is one of those items that I really want the finished object, but at the same time I'm really enjoying working on it. So it's all around just an amazing project. I thought though I would share with you some happy mail. I will probably share this again in my next projects video because it's yarn. Because I know not everybody who subscribes to my channel watches my lifestyle videos, which I get. Not everybody's into these. But The mailman was very kind and dropped it off at my front door, and then informed me that I guess we have like those community locked mailbox things in our neighborhood. I guess they've been broken into like all around his route. So he's like, you had a bunch of packages here. I had a bunch of like work packages and supplies and stuff, and then also a bag of yarn. He's like, so you had a bunch of packages and I don't want them to get stolen. He said, so I just wanted to drop them off at your front door and make sure you got them, which is very kind. He's an amazing mailman. Very grateful for him. Sadly, he's getting close to retiring, but thankfully I got my package. However, my husband's jacket has gone missing. He looked and it did say it was delivered a few days ago, and he has not gotten it. So hoping that will show up, maybe. Hopefully. But such is life. But my yarn arrived safely. So I thought I'd show you. I got some more drops, alpaca silk. This is all from Wool Warehouse. I am wanting to pair this with multiple things in black, so I just got a few balls more. I think I got 3 more of this. Yeah, there's so many projects I want to use this in. I just got 3 more to kind of bulk up what I have at the moment, because I'm thinking of either one, making a dress, a cardigan, or a turtleneck. I want to make all 3. I have to start with just one, but I just got some more of that to pair with either some green yarn that I have, or to pair with some black yarn that I have. We'll see. Then I have never tried this before. This is Drops Cotton Light. It is 50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's a DK weight and has 115 yards per 50 grams. And I got this really nice gray color. It's of course evening, so it's showing up more yellowy because evening light in my house. Yeah, I got enough to make a sweater out of this. I'm kind of thinking of making something like the home sweater v-neck, something along those lines. I'm not 100% positive. I have to check the yardage on that pattern, but I'm kind of thinking that for that yarn. The next yarn I got, I have also not tried. This is Drops Paris, and it's an Aran weight and has 82 yards per ball. Again, I think I said, but it's 100% cotton. Oh, that's the back of the ball. No, and it's upside down. Yeah, so I got this really nice caramelly color. Again, not showing true to color. But I'm going to make another Sugar Boo bralette with this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the bralette or the tank top version that I've done before. I'm undecided, but I have yarn to make either. Next, I'm very excited about which to show you. I'll show you this one first. So I got more Drops Saffron. This is just a white color. If you watched my recent videos, I made a sweater out of this, just a raglan sweater, but I didn't do enough short row shaping for it. I had done enough short rows for like a DK weight sweater, not a fingering weight sweater, so it wasn't quite high enough in the back. Duh. I realize this now. Shush, I know. But I want to make another, I want to make more sweaters out of cotton because I loved the way it, felt. Just not the way it felt on my neck, but I love the way it felt. It was fabulous. And so I gave that to my sister. She's been wearing it like crazy, which I'm very happy about. But I want to make myself one now. So I got a sweater quantity of this. Let's see, what does it got? 175 yards per 50 grams. So it's kind of more like a sport than a fingering. Online it says fingering, but I don't know. So there is that. Does it say what color? Oh, it's just a number, 72. But I got a sweater quantity of that, and then I also got a sweater quantity of the same type of yarn, just a different color. So this is showing up black, pretty black on screen. But it is a fabulous dark navy blue. It is so good. I love this dark. I don't know what pattern I'm gonna use or what I'm gonna do, but I know I want it to be a v-neck. Like, I'm imagining some sort of like very chic, like, you know, sweater that you wear around the holidays. You go to like a winter party and you just look cool and like put together and polished, you know, updo, dark navy blue v-neck. Yeah, this would be good. I'm very excited for this one. Don't mind me just living in my little fantasy land of looking that put together. But yeah, I'm very excited about my new yarn. I can't wait to start knitting with it all. I'm hoping, grab this, to have this finished this week. I keep saying that. Like each week I'm like, I'm gonna finish this, and then I keep not finishing it. But I have my cardigan. I've just picked up and started double knitting the second sleeve. I finished the first sleeve this morning. I was on the phone with my mom, who, by the way, is doing amazing. She had her doctor's appointment today to go over her test results, which were all really good, and the cancer is receding from her bones. The doctor thinks that they might be able to continue to get the cancer to heal through her bones. It's managing and keeping her healthy and not spreading to any like other area of her body. And then also talking about surgery possibly next year. So yeah, everything is really good. So I just share that little tidbit with you randomly. I feel like a squirrel at the moment. Yeah, so I want to finish this so I can cast on something new. Like, so bad I want to cast on something new. I'm also about this far away from finishing the body on my match cardigan test knit for Kadri. Hoping to finish that soon. And I also want to cast on a sock. I want to cast on everything. I have cast-on-itis, but I'm trying to be very controlled and intentional about my knitting so I finish things and don't feel overwhelmed and then just don't knit. So, but I hear my timer is about to go off for my bread, so I'm going to go pull the bread out of the oven and get dinner ready for the family. So anyways, hello October. Okay, today is October 4th. It is Wednesday, and I was just thinking, Saturday we are going to a pumpkin patch with all of my family. It's supposed to be warm. So originally, you know, because, you know, I like to think out these outfits, you know, in my head I'm thinking pullover. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Sweaters to a pumpkin patch in October. But no, it's supposed to be 77 degrees on Saturday. Again in October. What? So I'm thinking a tank top, but then I want to wear a cardigan or something just in case it gets chilly. It's windy, we're in the shade, etc. because it does tend to be kind of temperamental with the hot, cold, hot, cold. So I was thinking I'd love to finish my champagne basket cardigan, but I'm not sure if I can do it or not. I have this much left to do on the hem double knitting. And then I have all of the button band / collar to do.
Now it's recording.
Okay, yeah, now it's recording.
Now it's recording. Don't act annoyed with me. No!
Anyways, yeah, it's a lot of knitting for 3 days. And it's not even technically 3 days because I would like to block it. Though I do think I want to try and attempt to use the steam setting on my iron. It's a pretty cheapo iron, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Yeah, I should probably test it in the next couple of days. Or like today. To see if that setting works. To see if this is even going to work. Because, yeah, that's a lot of double knitting. It took me, this is about 2 days worth of knitting for the hem, and it's about 2/3 of the length of what I'd need to knit for around the collar, which I can finish this up this afternoon, I think. I've got my nephews over, so they're kind of, I have to get up a lot for my nephew, so it's really hard for me to work on days where they're here, so I've just been working on this because I can just drop it and get up. So I've been working on that. But if I finish this afternoon and then I come home this evening from Kids Jam at church, I could start work on the collar and maybe get a small section done to get me set up for tomorrow. But I don't know how much knitting I'm going to get done tomorrow or Friday. I think it might be a stretch, but I would like to try. I guess we will see on Saturday if it happens or not, but I would like to. I've also started ribbing the hem on my match cardigan. Of course I'm in the middle of a row because why not? But yeah, I finished the length of the body, which is shorter. It's like not super cropped, but it's going to be a little bit more cropped than I probably would normally make my cardigans. But I'm kind of excited about that because I don't have anything like that. So yeah, on the ribbing for that, and then I'm going to pick up and have to do the button band collar on that one because I want to do that before I start working on the sleeves, because the sleeves I know will go way faster for me than the collar. So there's that. And then last night I did a ton of knitting on my tank top. Feeling the knitting bug. I'm so excited to be knitting. I have so many things I want to knit. I need to make a knitting dreams video. I started writing down all the things I wanted to make, and I'm like, oh my word, look at all these things. I don't think I've ever had this long of a list of things I wanted to make. Like, I don't know why. I'm just so inspired and excited to fill my wardrobe right now. And I wish I had more time, energy, and hands to make all the things. So, yeah, I'm gonna sit and work on this because in a little bit I'm gonna have to wrangle the kids and then make dinner. And then leave. So yeah, let's get back to it. Migraine. It's a little bit poundy and sharp. However, I took some ibuprofen and now it's a dull throb. So my husband took the kids to his mom's, and normally I do that, but I was like, could you do that? Because driving right now doesn't sound pleasant. So he took the kids, and I'm gonna go take a shower. And once the ibuprofen kicks in a little bit more, I think we're gonna go do a little thrifting because we need to find some luggage for an upcoming family trip, and I'd rather buy it used. It's just luggage is really expensive, and when there's 5 of us, like we've always borrowed his parents' luggage, but his parents are also going on the same trip, so yeah, I need to go look for some luggage, and I kind of want to find myself some clothes. So we'll see what comes of that. It is now October 5th in the evening. My migraine is off and on. It can't decide if it wants to torture me or leave me be. Currently, we're doing all right. But my husband and I went to the thrift store. We got some things. We got the luggage. We still needed a couple of bags, but for now, like, we found some things. And for $10 and $14, can't beat it. Can't beat it. It's nice. They're nice on the inside and stuff, which is more important than the outside. The outsides look perfectly fine too. So yeah, found those. And then a couple of oddball little things for the kids. But I wanted to show you where I'm at with my cardigan. So the goal is to maybe have it done by Saturday. So I have one whole day and part of a day. So I'm going to show you where I'm at right now. I'm going to see how much knitting I can do tonight. We haven't started our shows or anything at all tonight. Kids are kind of going to bed a little early too, so I might get a bit more time in. But I finished the buttonhole side. And this is the spot where the sleeve starts. So I'm about that far away. And then I have all of this to do. So we will see what I get done tonight. I'll check back in later and we'll see what I can get done tomorrow. Fingers crossed I can get it done. Let me show you what I have accomplished this evening while sitting in front of the television. Here's my stitch marker from when I talked to you last. And I've made it up there, which may not seem like a lot, but it's double knitting, so it's actually double this length because you basically do the same row twice. So I've made it to the middle of the back. Let me put this on. Oh my word. How amazing does this look? I can't. It's so good. So what I've done here too is I've done an increase at the first raglan, which is the front of the sleeve. And then I've done 2 increases here at the neck to just bring up that neck a bit more, to just like give it that extra cozy. And then when I get over to this side, I'll do a decrease, a decrease, a decrease. I have little light bulb markers in there to let me know when I need to decrease so it matches on this side. I was worried about this because without the band I was like, oh, this is wide and weird, but I'm so excited. And the buttonholes. Now I need the only thing I'm struggling with is I need buttons. I thought I had buttons, like the exact buttons I wanted for this cardigan, already poured in resin, but I don't. Or if I do, I have no idea where they are. So I need to tomorrow pour some buttons so they're cured by Saturday, because I'm finishing this by Saturday. I cannot. Like, I finished all of this knitting today. I cast this on twice. I finished this amount of knitting twice today, and then all that. So yeah, I'm finishing this tomorrow, and then I'll sew in all the ends and the buttons hopefully Saturday. In love. I'm currently doing a little bit of stash organizing because I got some yarn recently and it's been sitting in a bag. So yeah, feeling a touch overwhelmed. I'm gonna try to not buy any more yarn for a while because I've never had this much yarn before. So this, I've shared my stash before, like in an actual stash video. You can go watch. Obviously I've got new stuff and I've destashed some other stuff, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweater quantities in here, and then like, well, technically actually 1, 2, 3, 4 sweater quantities, and then 1, 2 like shirt quantities up here, and then like oddball random leftover things. Down here is like my hand dyed, and then I will have a sweater quantities worth of this soon. And then down here I have a sweater quantity of this, which I'm leaving out because I plan on using that soon. And then I've got a sweater quantity plus of this, that plans on either being in a sweater with this or some other yarn. I don't know, but this is a lot. I also have pulled out these yarns. This is going to be a hat, and this is going to be a hat for my boys. So that's crammed. Like, I can't fit like anything else in there. And then over here I have all of this yarn, which, I mean, to some people probably isn't that much yarn, but for me it's a lot of yarn, and I really don't need all this yarn. This basket I need to go through because there's a lot of like leftovers. Like, this is leftover from a hat, this is leftover from a t-shirt, this is leftover from a tank top, this is leftover from a sweater, this is a half finished towel, this is leftover from a sweater. Like, I've got a lot of leftovers in here that are just kind of hanging. Like, more leftovers from a sweater. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a work in progress. I need to keep that. But then I also have sweater plans in here as well. I have this and this burgundy yarn, which looks black in the shadows. Those two are going to become a Christmas sweater, which I was excited about last year, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know. But I'm going to cast it on anyways, and we'll see what comes of it. And then I have a sweater quantity of this, which will be a Christmas gift for my sister. And then I have all my random cotton yarns for dishcloths and such. There's a lot of yarn, and it's feeling a little overwhelming. But all of it has a plan. Like, it's not like I have a bunch of yarn that, like, there's no plans for it. But I'm just, like, at this point now where I'm like, okay, I can't buy anything. I mean, I don't put myself on any sort of yarn ban, but I'm just like, okay, I need to work through some of this before I buy some, which I actually had gotten down to, like, nothing, but then I just bought a whole bunch of new stuff. I was like, okay, I've finished all these projects, and I'm going to buy yarn, and then I bought yarn, and now I'm like, okay, and now I need to work through this, which I'm usually pretty good at, but at this moment in time, it feels a little overwhelming, and I just need to go through some of this stuff, which if I get rid of, like, all of my little oddball tidbits and de-stash some of that, I think we'll be in a much better place. Like, this, like, isn't really a whole lot I can do with any of it. I don't know. But then I, like, what is somebody else gonna do with this? It's not enough to make a hat. It's not enough to make mittens. It's not enough to really do anything. Like, maybe a scrappy project. I don't know. Maybe I'll wind it up into little balls and send it to somebody. Like, go through my scraps and start winding some up for some sort of Christmassy thing. I don't know. But we'll see. I gotta go through this and figure it out, because this is cuckoo. It's Friday, and let me show you the progress I've made on my cardigan. Today I've done from this stitch marker to there, and I have almost the whole half side of it. I've just passed the sleeve raglan here, so I have from there down to go. But tonight is youth group, and then my husband doesn't work tomorrow, so we'll see if we stay up late tonight or not. So I will check in with you later to see how far I've gotten. Hopefully I'll be done. I did it. I finished it. It is before midnight. It is 11:11. All the ends are even woven in. Oh my word. Oh, it's so nice. Look at that texture. Look at the sleeves. Oh, look at those cuffs. Oh, they're so nice. Oh, look at that button band. Oh, I haven't sewn on the buttons yet because the buttons are still ever so slightly curing. But yeah, she's real good. I like this. Look at that hem. That hem is so good. Oh, yay. Today is Friday the 13th. I didn't know it was Friday the 13th until just now. Random little tidbit. Today's been busy and I'm tired. I feel like I've been tired a lot lately. But I've also just not been sleeping very good. A lot of weird dreams, creepy dreams. And then, or just like randomly waking up and then laying there thinking, why the heck am I awake right now? So yes. I'm hoping maybe we can get some sleep tonight. But we'll see. Especially because we have an all-day conference, a youth conference we're going to tomorrow with some of the youth kids. So that'll be interesting. Which I had, that'll kind of transition us into a little bit of knitting. So I'm very over knitting on this. I had to cast on something new for the conference because I currently have my match cardigan, which is huge and bulky and gigantic, and I'm not bringing that. And then I have finishing details on my tonight top, which some of the details like I need to pay attention to, or they're just like it's not going to take me very long. And I just don't want to have like a full garment and little fiddly things to do. And then I have my Hawkins socks that I'm working on, but I'm knitting that with some hand-dyed yarn, and I'm weighing the yarn a lot as I go to make sure I don't run out of yarn. So I don't want to bring that because obviously then I'd have to bring a scale, and it's a hot mess. No thank you. So being as those are the only 3 projects I currently have going, I cast on a hat. I'm knitting each of my kids a hat. This one is for Benjamin. He picked out the yarn. I cast it on just a little bit ago, but I think I'm going to have to take it off because I feel like this is going to be way too big for him. Like, stretching it out, like, on here, and, like, there's so much fabric bunched up here. So I think, yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it together. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's gigantic. Like, that's... Like, I mean, obviously, it won't be as stretchy because, like, once you have more fabric, like, ribbed fabric, it'll cinch in, but it's a little excessive. So, okay, I will redo some math and try this again. But yeah, so I've been working on my match cardigan as well. I finished the first sleeve earlier today. I haven't had a whole lot of time to knit during the day the last few days because I've just been working like crazy and school and just normal house and life stuff. So I sat down a little bit ago to edit a YouTube video and was able to, while editing, finish the cuff and then pick up for the second sleeve, which I'm only a couple of rounds in. I'm hoping I can get a decent chunk done tonight. I'll recast this on though first, just so I make sure I have a project for an all-day thing tomorrow, so I'm not bored out of my mind. I'm getting the itchies and the scratchies because I get so antsy when I have to sit for long periods of time. I can't do it. It drives me crazy. So yes, I'm hoping to finish this maybe Monday. I would like to have it done by Monday. I don't know when the due date is for this test. I can't find it in my email, and I think it was originally on the application, which is like a Google questionnaire thing, so that's not helpful to me. So yeah, I'm not sure when I'm supposed to have this finished, but I'm hoping for me to have it done by Monday. And then I'm not sure I'm going to block it because this is a lot of yarn, and especially like wet blocking, it will take forever for this thing to dry. So I'm going to try to steam a couple of sections, and if that doesn't work, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I have to figure out what to make for dinner. We had a lot of like oddball leftover things, so I'm gonna kind of patch together some stuff just so food doesn't go to waste. So I might have a leftover thing, and one of the kids might have a cup of noodle or another leftover thing. I don't know. There's so many oddball random things that just need to get eaten. So I have to go figure out and sort out who wants what for dinner. Yeah, because it needs to get eaten because we won't be here tomorrow for lunch or dinner. And then Sunday, we'll be out for a good chunk of the day. So it's like, it needs to get eaten because I don't want this food to go to waste this weekend. So, and then I need to edit and pour resin and all the things tonight. I did my bind off too tight. I thought I was doing it really loose because if you look at it, it's kind of like puckery and flaring, and I was like, okay, this is good. It's gonna be loose. And like looking at this, like this is definitely big enough for my neck, but apparently not my head, which I have a fairly small head. So like I wear children's size hats and like horseback riding helmets and such. So this is too small. But my concern is if I do a looser bind off, I don't want it to be super like floppy and not cinch back in. So I don't know. I could get elastic to like feed through it if I go looser. I could also try doing a tubular, but I've done tubular before, and I've done it 2 or 3 times before. I'm just not very good at it, and it's actually been the same tightness as my regular bind off, so I don't know. I'm gonna do it again and just try doing it a little bit looser. Maybe I'll try like that Jenny's super stretchy bind off or something. I don't know. But this obviously doesn't fit over my head, so we're gonna have to try again. But I finished my match cardigan. It's currently chilling out on some walking mats. I didn't get it fully wet. I just steamed it a bit earlier with my iron. So I was kind of hoping to finish this today. So we'll see. I need maybe before I worry about doing the neck again, I'll pick up for the arms and do the arms. I'm just gonna do an I-cord for the arms. I think for this, maybe I'll go back and pick up a couple of extra stitches around the edge because I picked up every stitch. I'm pretty sure I picked up every stitch. So maybe I'll go back and add a couple more stitches in just to give me a little bit more room. So it's probably, what I'll do. So, bye-bye. Hour of knitting. It's fine. Right? Yeah, it was about an hour and a half of knitting. Fingering white yarn. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, how very 2000s does that look? But yeah, I don't have, well, yeah, because my bra is right there. I don't want it to go too much more into my armpit. So I think I'll do the I-cord here because I like where this is at. And then, yeah, I'll just pick up more stitches around my neck. I like the height that I had for the ribbing because that will mean it'll hit me right about here with that height. So, I mean, I could always, honestly, I just like this edge. I could just leave it. Let me do the arms. Let me do the I-cord on the arms. Put it on and see what I think. Because let me get really close here. I really don't mind this edge. It hits probably exactly where I'd want it. My cast on edge is a little tight too, so that's probably part of my problem because even putting it on now, it's a little tight over my head. So let me do the I-cord around the arms, try it on, see what I think, and then I might just leave this edge because I really don't mind it. I think it looks fairly clean. Otherwise, mine is my ends that are hanging out. So yeah, we'll see. I'll play around with that in a minute. I'm done with that though for a second. I think I'm gonna grab my socks and work on my socks. Actually, no, I'm gonna go do some resin and then I'll work on my socks maybe. You act so awkward. Hi. Ben doesn't know how to make any silly faces. Ew, gross. What's the yellow car's name? Are you pretending to be asleep? Are you hiding the cars from me? I still see cars. There's some cars out there. I still see a blue car over there. I see her. I've started pouring Christmas sheet. I haven't announced yet what I'm doing for Christmas, but by the time my October vlog goes live, I probably will have, and if not, well, you get a sneak peek. Don't you feel special? But I've created a whole new mold for Christmas. Look at how friggin' adorable it is. It's a Santa sheepy. This one isn't like refined yet. It still has like on here, there's like some bad edges and whatnot. It's like gets cleaned up with a sander and then like little UV resin to like make it shiny again on the hat. So yeah, but this is an involved process. So first I'm doing a mix of both UV and epoxy resin. UV is a new resin to me. I normally just use epoxy. So it's a whole new process for me, but it allows me to do layers in sections that would be very difficult to have epoxy resin cure in. But this method is a more hands-on method than I'm used to. Usually I pour. It's tedious to get every little tidbit in there, but then once I'm done pouring, I back off, I leave it for a day, and then I come back and it's ready. I mean, of course, there's usually like 2-3 layers with the epoxy, but this one, there's 1, 4 to 5 layers. So it starts with, I have to pour the white part of the Santa hat. That's what I have to start with. And then once I get that poured and cured, I have to then take my little UV light, cure it. And then once that's cured, then I can then pour the face in there. But then, once I'm done with that, I then have to do the feet in black. And then once I do the feet, then I can do the hat. And then once I do the hat, I then have 1 to 2 pours for their body. And the body will be in epoxy resin. So I'm very excited about that. I do have, since we're sharing, I have all my different designs here, and of course it's coming up backwards, I'm sure, but I've got like a little not Disney themed one, some mousy eared ones, I've got some like really pretty pink one, we've got a blue Christmas, a winter foresty one, we've got chestnuts roasting on an open fire, we've got kittens for Christmas, and these are all based off of vintage Christmas postcards that are really pretty. I have a Pinterest board. That's another thing. If you follow me on Pinterest and you check out my board stitch markers, chances are you'll get a sneak peek there of what I'm working on. Which, by the way, Pinterest is always linked down below in my description box, along with my Ko-Fi. If you want to buy me a cup of tea, just throw that into my vlog. It's fine. Totally casual way of throwing that in there. Now I feel salesy and silly. Which is funny. That leads me to, I had somebody leave a comment, which if it was you, don't worry, I'm not offended by it. But I had somebody comment about the ads being excessive on one of my videos. And unfortunately, I have no control over that. Which I looked it up, and I guess YouTube is playing if you hit, like, I can select how many what type of ads show up, whether it's skippable or unskippable ads, and I guess the unskippable ads will play every 5 minutes and 11 seconds, and you don't get to decide how often they're played. They just play that often, which is really annoying. So the annoying thing is you make more money from those because they're not skippable, but then they play more often. So now I'm like, well, that's pooey. So I probably won't do the unskippable ones because that's annoying. Like, I have watched a few videos recently where it is like, I watched a 15-minute long video and there was like 5 ads. There was one at the beginning, 3 different ads, and then there was like one at the end or whatever. So it was like so many ads. So I get it, it's annoying, but and it's not like I make that much money from monetizing here on YouTube. I think in the last year that I've been doing it, I think every 3 months, I usually make about $140. Ooh, it's like barely a grocery trip for like 2 weeks. If that. No, it's probably more like 1 week's worth of groceries, let's be real. And that's if I'm lucky and really paying attention to sales. Anyways, that was a random little rant and tangent. But yeah, I'm over here just standing here pouring sheep, and I will probably be doing that for the majority of my day. These Christmas sheep are very involved. They're going to be amazing, though. They're going to be so pretty. I'm so excited for them. I also am trying to pour them because I'm trying to prepare for a pop-up, which I have also not announced. But I am going to be doing a pop-up. As of right now, as long as nothing changes or life doesn't get in the way, I plan on doing a pop-up at Shop La Mercerie. Isn't that fancy? On, like, Small Saturday. How fun is that? So I'm creating all sorts of things for that. I have already been pouring regular sheep in here. I've got, ignore this corner doesn't count, but I've got some cool green, of course I'm not actually going to look at any of this, but I've got some green florally sheep, some pink florally sheep, blue florally sheep, white florally sheep, and then I have a couple of single, like, Christmassy ones. I have like a neon yellow and a neon pink snowflakey one, and then I have, guess what those are? I have coffee sheep. So yeah, I'm prepping those too. So anyways,
to it.
Today is October 23rd. I'm tired. It was a busy weekend. I shouldn't start out every little chat with "I'm tired." Sounds really annoying, doesn't it? Sounds annoying every time I say it, but it's true. I'm tired. It was a busy weekend. Friday was Josh and I's 11th anniversary. So we went to just one of cities and got some food, walked around, just kind of chilled, and then came home. Made ourselves dinner, hung out with the kids for a while, then went to bed. But then the next day I volunteered for a memorial service for a local correctional officer who was shot. So I was in charge of some of the food that was there, so just making sure everything was organized and whatever. And then, yeah, that was a long day. I think I left the house at 10:15 and didn't get back until a little after 6 o'clock. So it was a long day of being out and doing stuff. And then we had church on Sunday, but I don't know, I just feel worn out. But today has been busy. I got up, started working on some resin stuff. I need to get a new UV resin light thing for working on those little Santa sheep. So I ordered that this morning. And I'm trying to work with my little UV flashlight, which I do need the UV flashlight for like getting into like the weird angles that's inside of the mold. So I still need to use that, but I also want a bigger one for just overall curing. But I did that, and in between doing that, I've been working on stamping backers for Christmas restock. Also stamping backers for a button restock that I think I'm going to do in November. Just because I have a lot of buttons left over from Flock, and I never added those to my Flock leftover restock. So I think I'm going to do that this month just to clear out some product, get them out of here. And then what else? Oh, I finished working on a brand package. I think I've got all of the elements finished. I just sent the last batch for approval. Once they approve it, I will finalize all the files and send that off, and I'll be done. Once I'm done with that one though, I do have another custom design job right after that. So I actually need to send them an email and be like, hey, I'll be ready to start probably later this week or next week. So, and then just ask some clarifying questions as to exactly what they're wanting, etc. But I wanted to show you some of my knitting. So I have been knitting quite a lot this weekend. Not a lot on Saturday. I hardly knit anything on Saturday because I was gone, and I do like to, you know, take my knitting with me, but I didn't take it with me to the memorial service. Even though there was a lot of downtime, it just doesn't feel to me like super appropriate to be like sitting there knitting. Even though like I wasn't a part of the memorial, I was like off in a little corner. It still just didn't feel like it was the right place to sit and knit. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but so I didn't do much knitting Saturday. And I also, like, I got home and I was wiped, so I didn't do much. But I have my socks I've been working on. Here's the first one. I'm about 1.5 inches from where I need to start the toe. And then this one I'm not quite as far along on. But I wanted to wrap up the other sock first because the other sock has less yarn on its ball. Like when I wound them up, I wound them up unevenly, so one cake had like 40 something grams and the other one had 60 something grams. So I wanted to work with this one first to see how far I could make it, and if I couldn't make it far enough, then I was going to add in a hot pink stripe before I do the goldish toe. So, but it looks like I'll have enough, so I don't need to worry about adding a pink stripe in. Then I have done a ton of work on my Christmas sweater. I have split for sleeves. I am ready, almost ready for color work. I need to do, I think, a couple more rounds of white. Normally I would probably, in my head I was thinking I was going to just go ahead and start color work after like 1 round of white, but I'm gonna add a couple more rows because I need to do a few rounds on the sleeves first because my math was off for stitch count for the color work. So I need to very rapidly decrease sleeves off of this, or stitches off of this sleeve. So I'm gonna be decreasing a lot. So when I pick up under the arm, I'm gonna be just like picking up, like stitching like a couple of put my needle into a couple of stitches and knit through both of them. So I'm only like 1 stitch per couple of stitches through the bottom. So hopefully I don't have to do too many massive decreases. Also, I'm kind of considering doing a couple of short rows on this sleeve, so the color work kind of ends up a little bit lower, because when you have the raglan, like here's where you would knit, you would just pick up and knit straight normally, but when your arm is down, it still has like a slight angle up. So I think if I just got a like a couple of rows, it would line up a little bit better with the chest. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'm overthinking these things. But yeah, I did so much yesterday. I took it with me to church to knit on. Normally I don't knit a larger project there, but I did. It may not seem like a lot, but the first time I cast on, I knit to like there, and then I knit from there to there, which isn't like as much as I did yesterday. I did from here to there, which was a lot because we were nearing the end of the yoke and there was a lot of freaking stitches on the needles. So yeah, I did quite a bit. Like, I tried it on last night. It fits pretty good. It is not, which I wasn't wanting. It doesn't have a lot of positive ease. I do think maybe if I could go back and do it again, I would have done less stitches when I was dividing up the stitches for the front, back, and sleeves. I would have done a couple stitches left in the sleeves, so I could have had a tiny bit more positive ease in the body. But I'm kind of okay with it now because like the vintage pattern that I'm like kind of the vintage like photo that I'm working off of. It's a very fitted sweater. I don't want it quite as fitted. Like it looks like that one has like almost like negative ease. I don't want that, but I don't want it to be like oversized. So I feel like it's good where it's at. So we will see. I plan on doing a couple more rounds and then working on the color, adding in the color. Got it here. So pretty. I love it. Yeah, I'm excited about this. My short rows are very good too. It's very nice. It sits so good. So I think I'm gonna go eat some lunch now because I've not eaten and it is almost 3 o'clock. I've just been busy working and then I forget to eat, so it's fine. I'll go do that now. We'll check in on another day.
The October rain on the window pane is falling slowly, and the joy that once held all my love is now below me, and the dreams I dreamt on a brighter day don't shine like they used to, 'cause the winter came, blew my days away, but I still need you. And I think about the future and I get anxious of all the things that I can't be sure of, that I can't control, and every little thing between. If I lost you, I'd lose everything. In the city streets, there are those I meet on a journey to be someone, to be spoken of, wrote down in history. But when the striving takes your soul away and all security, I would dare to say that there's a better way to chase your dreams. 'Cause I think about the future and I get anxious of all the things that I can't be sure of and I can't control, and every little thing between.
We are going through the maze again. Not because we made it through and we wanted to do it again, but because my husband went with the all right turn method. However, that apparently doesn't work for one of the turns. So we made it back to the beginning of the maze. So here we are doing it again because he's determined to beat the teenagers through the maze.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
Happy Halloween. It's been a couple of days. This weekend was bonkers. What did we do? Oh, we had a lot of stuff. So Friday we went on, I don't remember if I've talked to you since then. I don't think so. Friday we had the corn maze with the youth group, which was fun. Yeah, except for, you know, we had to restart the maze. My husband went with the all right method, which I think I had mentioned like in my video that day. Yeah, it doesn't work. Apparently with that particular maze, there's one spot where there's like this weird crossover thing, where if you don't take a left in this weird 8 crossover thing, you end up at the start again. So we had that. While we were doing the maze, I re-tore my meniscus from that hike I went on with my siblings. So for a couple days this weekend, my knee was bugging me. And I guess it's really common when you tear your meniscus that you can re-injure it in that time frame of 4 to 8 weeks, is what I'm gathering from the internet. So basically I just re-injured it. But after not being on it too much this weekend, it seems to be okay. Then Saturday was pretty chill, except for like I took photos for a friend for her birthday and then spent all day editing and sending those over to her because she needed them like right away, which normally I don't do. I quote like a week to like 3 weeks for editing, just so I can take them in little bite-sized chunks. No, I sat there for a very long time editing, which is fine. It was good. It worked out. And then Sunday, we went to church, and then we went to a winery for my sister-in-law's birthday. And then yesterday was all day cleaning. I literally, from like the moment I woke up to almost the moment I went to bed, I was working or cleaning. Mainly cleaning, and I really didn't even get much work stuff done yesterday. I did do, I think, a tiny bit of sanding yesterday, but it was, the closet was a friggin' hot mess. Every time I opened up the door, something was falling out on me because we had a lot of thrift store stuff in there and other oddball things. So I was like, everything out. And I went through everything, and there's so much space in there now. And then I decided to clean and organize the shelves in the living room with all the books, and then do a thorough sweep and vacuum around the edges of the house because it was just gross. The house is just gross. It feels cleaner now though, which is nice. It is like messy again because, you know, we have a house with people, and 3 of those people are small children who make messes, and one of those people happens to have a business and kind of makes a lot of messes. Like right now the dining room table is covered in kid food, kid crumbs, but then the rest of it is all of my work stuff. Which I'm working on sheep right now. I am putting findings on things. Got a little Santa sheep happening. That's the blue Christmas one, which I had a lot of oopsies with. That's the one I was dealing with issues with the UV black resin. So there's only 6 of that one, and I think I'm just gonna leave it at only 6 just because I don't think it's gonna be my most popular one. Who knows? That'll be the one that everybody wants. I don't know. I will probably announce them in a week from now. Once I get one of each one finished, at least, I will announce it and start sharing all of them to kind of get feedback. If there's like a couple designs I should make more of. And then I also have some like coffee sheep for an event thing I'm doing. And then if I have leftovers of that, then I'll put those on my website as well. But I also have like little single neon-y sheep that are winter themed. They've got little snowflakes and stuff in them that are super cute. But yeah, it's just a lot of work because some of these sheep are taking 3 to 4 days to finish from like start to finish, which I think I'm gonna make like a little video on the process of making one of these, like maybe a reel type video for Instagram, just so like people understand like what goes into these. Not that I'm like, get it, people, like, do you need to see how long it takes? Like, no, like this is a cool like making of video. I don't know, the way I said it there made it sound like I needed to educate people. No, it's more of a like, you know, this is the process, this is how long it takes, and even though it takes a long time, I like it because it's like super cute and pretty and I love it. Even though like I could probably make something like out of another material that maybe would be faster without so much layering and cure times and something that's less finicky. Oof. I also really need to put my hair up. It's so floofy today. It's like big and fluff. And then I tried to do my center part today and it was not having it. Anyways, so yeah, the sheep are taking quite a while. I'm hoping to have all of my Christmas stock done before the week of Thanksgiving, because that week is just crazy cuckoo bonkers. I'm hosting 2 different Thanksgivings that week. We have our Friendsgiving on Tuesday with our like small church group, and then, which we haven't had for weeks now because we're doing something else at the church each week. And then we have our family Thanksgiving, which I am hosting. And then we have an event thing that I'm going to on that Saturday, and then the next day we leave for a trip. And then as soon as I come back, I have my Christmas restock because I want to get orders shipped out before Christmas. This means a lot of work to cram in to the next few weeks. And the plan was originally to get started on this way earlier, but unfortunately because I kept running into issues with making my molds, it took a lot longer, and then just figuring out this mixing of UV and epoxy resin took a while to figure out, longer than what I thought. What I had in my head just didn't quite work out in execution, which is fine. I'm working with it. So yeah, it's all a big giant work in progress, but we're getting there. I'm excited for tomorrow because it will be November and we can start looking ahead to Christmas. I know there's a Thanksgiving in there, but you know, Christmas. Which I was thinking about Vlogmas, because you know, I've been doing these like monthly vlogs, but I think I've never done the everyday Vlogmas. That's way too much for me, but I think I'm going to do what I've always done and do the weekly vlogs for Vlogmas. Just because it's a more manageable thing for me. And then in those weeks, focus a lot more on my knitting projects, because I'm hoping to just not be working as much during those times and just be like knitting and doing things with the kids, that type of stuff. So I'm hoping we can do more of that. We will see though. But anyways, I'm going to get back to work, finish a few things before my husband gets off work, and then we are leaving to go to my sister's house for our Halloween. Kids will go trick-or-treating. We'll eat lots of fun little silly Halloween-y snacks, and yeah. Then we'll come back and we'll crash and eat sugar, which is not good. I've been very good-ish about not eating sugar. And then, of course, they're going to come home with it, and I have no self-control. It's a personal problem. I know. I'm aware. But, yeah. Back to it. Also, thank you for watching, and we will see you next month.
A Lego. What are you, Claire? What are you, Ben?
A weather reporter.
A weather reporter. Are we gonna go trick-or-treating now?
Yeah!
Alright.
At Jamie's, remember that.
Yeah. No. Alright, go get your bags.
Alright.
You gotta close it back up there, dude.